Welcome to Programming with Adam, and in this video we will be doing more LeetCode questions. So the next one is binary tree level order transversal. So that's the one here. And so what it's looking at is basically print out the numbers in the tree, but do it one row at a time, starting with the bottom row. So and that you really what you do that you put each row into a list, and then you make a list of those lists, right? So it looks like that for that example. So let me just go through the code that I have written here. So the first line is basically if there is no nodes at all, then just return an empty list. Then we do some preparation, and basically the idea is that one level is a list of nodes. So list of nodes. And so initially it's the top level, and then we will go one level down, level down, level down, and then basically convert that one level into a string, into a list of numbers. So what do you do? Well, you just, for a for loop here, you go through every element in one list, you take out a node by using the pop, and then you take one row, which is initially an empty string here, and you take one row and attempt and append the value of that node, and that's basically how you get. So basically this 4 lines here ensures that you get a list of numbers for a particular one level list of nodes. Okay, so the result here, that's where it's being saved, right? So just after you have completed that and you have the one, you keep appending them, and then you simply take that result and put that into the row. So now I have roughly explained everything that's going on except for these 4 lines here. So let's just recap what's happening. So initially, if the tree is empty, you return an empty list, and then you start with the top level, and you initiate a couple of variables results to keep track of the result, and one row to keep the track of numbers one row at a time. Then a for loop goes through the entire level, all the nodes in there, picks one node at a time, takes its value and put into the one row list, and then after that the one row is being appended to result. Okay, so the part in blue is just how you get from one row to the next. So notice what is happening. The way we take a node out of the one level, we are doing a pop. So what does it mean? Pop means that that node is being deleted out of the list entirely. So as we go through a list of nodes, we pop, pop, pop each one, and then the one level, the list of nodes, is an empty list at the end of that. So however, what we are doing, so what is in the blue is we are adding instead some new nodes. So how do we do that? Well, for every node, you look at the 2 children. So one node, so node left and node right. And if there is a child there, you simply append it to the one level. And the reason it works is we are very careful about choosing for how long the for loop should run, and it should just run for the length of one level. So it will simply, so the reason it works is we do it exactly as many times as it takes to remove every single one of the nodes on one level, and that's it. But meantime, actually, at the end of that, we are adding some new nodes that will then work in the next iteration, that will then be used in the next iteration. So that's the code. And let's just see the submission here I have done. It's a 99.02%, so this is probably as fast as you can get. So I'm pretty happy with that. And so that's the code. So roughly again, you take one level at a time, and then you find all the numbers, and then you add that to a result list. And oh yeah, so one thing to mention here, at the very end there is a -1, and that's just reversing the order, because the descriptions was saying the first row has to be so it's bottom up, as you can see here. Right, the first entry here is a 15.7, so that's why we and the procedure I have written here would actually, if it wasn't for the -1 here, it will be returning the 3 first, 920 and 57, but then you are just doing a reverse at the end. Okay, I think that's roughly what's happening, and I will stop the video here.